Hey, what's up? This release wasn't just another routine update. It was one that came with a mix of relief, excitement, and some raised eyebrows. Because while it fixed a handful of serious problems, some users noticed unexpected behavior popping up after installation. But before we get into any controversies, let's break down what NVIDIA officially addressed. A big part of the buzz around this release was its focus on specific game bugs that have plagued players on a variety of titles. For example, players of the Ascent were dealing with this annoying, intermittent black bar that would show up at the top of the screen on RTX 50 series cards. It wasn't just cosmetic, it was distracting and broke immersion for anyone trying to enjoy the game on high-end hardware. But with this build, that particular issue has been resolved so that distracting line should no longer intrude on your gameplay. And then there's Total War 3 Kingdoms. This is a title known for its strategic depth and sprawling battles, but some RTX 50 series owners were reporting green artifacting during gameplay, which is basically those weird colored glitches that show up where they absolutely shouldn't. It's one of those visual bugs that makes you double take and think your GPU is melting, but it turns out it was just a conflict between the game and the driver, and thankfully, that's been fixed too. Another notable fix lands squarely in the realm of JRPG enthusiasts with Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age. Some gamers experienced fatal crashes right after updating their drivers, which was an awful experience if you were deep in a playthrough and suddenly got booted back to desktop with no warning. This release addresses that specific crash, meaning your adventures through Ivalice should stay uninterrupted. For fans of classic shooters like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, there were reports of image corruption after installing previous drivers. That's the kind of bug that scrambled textures or made parts of the game world look, well, not how they were supposed to look. So players getting back into boots-on-the-ground combat can expect that weird visual glitch to be absent now. And then there's Quantum Break, a game that has always had a bit of a rocky performance history on certain modern hardware. Some players noticed pretty significant performance drops when they reached Act 4 Part 1, where frame rates would take an unexpected dive and just stay down. This driver update corrects that performance issue, so finally running through that part of the story should feel a whole lot smoother. Moving out of strictly gaming territory, there were some general fixes that creators and multimedia fans were really paying attention to as well. One of the standout fixes was for a Blackmagic designed DaVinci Resolve issue, where trying to decode AV1 video with multiple OBU packets could cause the software to crash. AV1 is a big deal for more efficient video encoding and playback, and DaVinci Resolve is a powerhouse in video editing workflows, so fixing that crash means fewer interrupted editing sessions, especially for folks working with high-efficiency formats. Now, I just want to be honest and real with you. Even though the official release notes list out these bug fixes and improvements, some players in forums and community discussions have noticed quirks after installing this version. Things like graphics card fan control behaving strangely, or third-party monitoring tools not reporting fan speeds properly were mentioned in resident threads. And while NVIDIA hasn't officially listed those as known issues, people in the wild are definitely talking about it. That's not to say the whole update is a problem, but it's something to keep in mind if you're the type who likes detailed control and monitoring of your system. One of the reasons this driver kind of stood out compared to previous ones is because in addition to fixing known bugs, it also comes right as new titles like Resident Evil Requiem and Marathon with DLSS 4 support are hitting the scene. That means it's not only cleaning up past issues, it's also optimizing for cutting-edge tech and next-gen features that a lot of gamers want to take advantage of. All in all, this feels like one of those updates that emphasizes fixing real user-reported problems rather than just adding a bunch of new stuff, which is something that a lot of seasoned gamers appreciate. We all get excited about big flashy features, but nothing quite beats the satisfying feeling of finally having a long-standing bug put to rest so that your game runs the way it was meant to. Of course, as with any driver update, some users will see different results based on their unique system setups, software configurations, and even the specific games they play. But taken as a whole, this update leans into stability and compatibility in a way that's genuinely noticeable if you've been bumping up against the issues it addresses. So that's the lowdown. This version hits a number of long-standing issues, improves compatibility with modern titles, and even enhances your PC's multimedia chops. Whether you're grinding through story quests, building empires, editing videos, or just trying to get the smoothest performance out of your rig, there's a good chance this release touches something in your experience. And while every driver isn't perfect for every system, this one definitely marks a solid step towards smoother, more stable gaming and creative workflows across the board.